Living in smaller spaces does have its challenges, especially if you're at all claustrophobic. So let's shed some light on how to make your patch seem bigger than it actually is. Welcome to Marina Watson from Affordable Rooms. Marina, good to have you on the show. Thank you. Yeah, smaller spaces. We've all got to get used to it. It's just how things are going.
Yes, they are.
So claustrophobia, that's one thing, but that's on the extreme levels. What's the challenge really when it comes to small spaces?
Yeah, I think that when it's done well, it's about using your height as best you can, so adding mezzanine levels in, for example, and also changing the zone so that you may have a living area that then turns into a dining living, into a patio, extends into a entertaining around a pool, so that the zone is just not one space. If you have a mezzanine level, it can be a guest room, can be a library, a study, whatever you want it. It's about making every centimetre count.
Exactly. Height was an interesting point of view when you said that there, because if you stay on the one plane, you're not using that wall space.
Correct.
As far as just the practical necessities of making storage, which is what drives you nuts. Storage is the big thing when it's small space. And I think small spaces, storage, where do you put everything?
Yeah. Well, clever things also like narrow, long windows is great as well. We're bringing natural light in. But see, that is the natural light. The storage where you have bookcases along a corridor, that area is 1 metre along the corridor and 2 metre wide. The sofa, the bed becomes a sofa, becomes a storage area so that you have storage underneath, so that one room and one piece of furniture does 3 or 4 different tasks. It's different things that you require. If you have someone staying with you, if you decide then they leave and then you want to go up there and have that as your reading spot, that's really the key, is to maximise every centimetre you have. I think that's a very clever way of doing that.
And I would imagine finding furniture that fits those spaces. I mean, a bookshelf is one thing, but finding that bed that you used in that last picture, that looks so nice when it doesn't look like a bed.
That's the storage area.
So you've got to be cunning when you buy things.
You have to be. The choices you make with everything, the furniture, the choices you make with the, for example, your floors. So if you're doing an extension where, you go from the kitchen to the dining lounge, goes out into the patio, and you're using all that space, and so that you're maximising every centimetre. Glass balustrades, you'd notice in that last photo, allowed you to bring that light in and didn't make it claustrophobic. So the clear balustrade in every situation really opens up the space. Oh yeah.
What about things like mirrors? You talked light earlier.
Yes.
I mean, are mirrors, do people still like using those? Is that still on trend to use big mirrors, say on doors? I'm thinking, say, wardrobe doors.
Yes. I've got that. Well, I don't necessarily. Well, I think good mirrors, big mirrors, larger is best. You can see in this shot, it's a mirror that is on a door that then reveals the small bathroom. But what that is it's concealed. The door is a sliding door, and it's concealed in the cavity. So that really adds to your space. Whenever you put mirrors, I think they're they're great, but you have to think of the view. Think about what you're reflecting, so that you can add more interest to that spot, but you must see what you're reflecting besides just yourself. Besides,
the idea of having mirrors would big mirrors, there's no avoiding me, and that would drive me. You always walk past them. Yeah, exactly. The mirrors, you were saying big mirrors only. So if you can only afford tiles and stuff like that, don't go there. Just go for the big is best.
I think big is best, and there's full wall mirrors are great, but you just got to be careful of what you're reflecting and use them in a clever way.
Okay, let's have a look at a couple more photos and see the elements you're using in small spaces. Let's go with the pitched roof pic that we've got for people.
Now that's great.
So this is obviously quite a narrow, narrow outdoor area.
Yeah.
So you've gone for height?
It's the height and, the bifold doors. So bifold doors lead you out to the space. All the living space is on one level. So you go from kitchen, your dining lounge, and then into your entertaining area. And by having, the doors that were used there, bifolds, are 2.7 high, and then you have the pitched roof above that, so that it gives you this resort feel, gives you this amazing feeling of space, and you can see the clear balustrades are being used again, which gives you a beautiful view. So you have this, the hero is the view, so that you really try to maximize what your best feature is and get access to it. And again, that's a beautiful example of how one zone can become 2 or 3 depending on how you want to entertain.
Yes.
Large or small.
Stairs often take up space.
Yes.
In a small space.
Yes.
These ones are open plan, so you think go for the open plan step.
Stairs are
Riser.
Stairs are your most difficult situation, because if you don't place them correctly, they will take up
space.
Totally. So that where you place your stairs is essential on how you use your small space. Absolutely essential. And it would even be important for you to think about your small space. Where can you add your stairs on the exterior of the house and then enclose them, or to give you the upstairs downstairs feel, if you can, so that you leave your living spaces as open as you possibly can.
Yeah, and living spaces, often you spend the most time here, but they've got kind of the most stuff that needs to be in there because you're using them so much.
Yeah.
What's the key with small spaces when it comes to a living room and maximising that space?
Well, this was a very narrow but long room, and the key there was to put a bookcase at the end of the room. So you're creating a feature at the end of the room.
Drawing the eye down.
And then you're putting the chairs in front, so you're squashing it in, so that you're creating more of a square rather than a rectangle. And then your bridge is the carpet, the rug. The rug is similar in tones to the carpet, but it has the detail of black and grey, so that it's not too fussy and but it just bridges the 2 lounges which straddle the 2 walls. But it's the chairs and the bookcase that give you that feature. So it all balances, and it is about balance.
And I guess I'm thinking potentially if you had quite a busy, that is a patterned rug, but a busier rug would break up the room too much.
Yeah.
You're obviously trying to get the similar colour to kind of flow of the eye, or is it? Or
that's exactly what it is. The base of the colour of the rug and the carpet is very similar, and then it has a nice detail but not over.
Now what if that was a floorboard, like a wooden floorboard that you see in so many houses? How do you get that same effect with a rug on floorboards? Because with carpet it seems easy, you've got the same toning.
But you can do similar I've done this.
Okay.
Similar toning with floorboards. So for example, I've used where there's, say, mahogany reddish tone floorboards, I've used a pinkish deep pinks and creams. So in leather, where they're beautifully woven leather through the whole rug, so that again it picks up those colour tones of the base. And that's a really clever way of doing it.
While we've got you, where do you find affordable rugs?
How do you talk to me? I've got plenty of them.
Because you can go and buy rugs for $200, and then you can buy them for like $20,000. Can you get some good affordable rugs, do you think?
You definitely can, and I think you need to think about what you want. And the biggest mistake with rugs is size. 2x3 is sort of a standard, particularly under dining tables. And when you come to the materials, so that if you're looking at the fibre, which is wool, you find that is more expensive, but you get pilling. So if you're going into styling a room and you have this beautiful plush rug, but then it pills everywhere, every time you have someone walk across it, it drives everybody crazy. So you do have to think about how you live, what the material is and what your budget is. And of course, the more special it is, the more expensive it is. Yeah.
Put it all together for us. Small spaces. What are the key elements that you've got to make sure you've got front of mind to get the most out of those small spaces?
Yeah, I think there was a photo there of a kitchen with a pantry. I think that's a butler's pantry is a wonderful way of putting large fridges away and makes your kitchen area shine and look fabulous. High ceilings. Use every centimetre you have. Use the storage. There were some photos of bay windows, which can be difficult, and having storage underneath. So custom build some items, some furniture.
Custom build cabinetry.
Cabinetry is really important because suddenly you have drawers under your sofa. You have open shelves. That's all usable space. So think about how you use your cabinetry, particularly cavities. So there was the kitchen there where it had the display cabinet in the cavity of the wall. Very good use of space. Again, it's usable space that's just sitting there. So it's
People
about...
forget it's there.
It's there.
It's behind the wall. You forget it's there. Fantastic. Marina Watson, thank you so much for joining us from Affordable Rooms on the show today. Thank you. Styling for small spaces. Coming up after the break, we'll